you got to go on a meeting or something like that. Another really cool tip that I love is they say that if you wear earrings the size of a quarter or bigger, like basically the bigger the earring, the more weight it takes away from you.
Oh, really?
Give me the biggest earring.
Yeah, well, I know I tend to wear, I like drop earrings because my face is so round, and so I know that I need a little bit of bigger earrings,
like a longer appearance.
Yeah.
Where goes with rings. If you have like the short, stubby fingers, wearing large or longer rings will give your finger an instant longer look. Which I already have fingers. I just really love big rings. So, and another thing, like my fingers swell really bad, so I love that our rings are all stretchy band. So they're kind of like a size fits most, and I have really big fingers. So usually, if it fits me, it'll kind of fit anybody.
And I have
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And I stopped wearing my wedding band a couple of years ago because I gained weight, and it squeezes my fingers. I'm like, well, and I'm
it's cut off.
I know I'm married, so I'm good. But that would be good. Start doing stretchy wedding bands.
Yeah.
That might catch on.
Because fingers swollen, I could not get it off, and it hurts so bad. But so I'm the same way. Like I know I'm married. He know we married. Whatever.
Right.
So I have my father's hands, so I call them man hands. So I weigh like
me too.
These are man hands.
My hands are actually bigger than my dad's. I don't know where I got these hands.
Yeah, mine are my dad's. I have my dad's head and my dad's hand. Two places you don't want it as a woman.
Right. I think maybe I got my dad's height. I'm really short, but then like my granddad, he was a big man. He was 6'4" or something like that. So I'm thinking maybe that's why I got my hands and my feet from, because like everything else on me is bigger than my daddy. But definitely, and speaking of men things, another thing.
Where this going?
I was just thinking like we was talking about big hands, and like I have really big feet, so I can't fit most women's like flip-flops. And so I take our clip-on earrings, or either we have like these little cute clip-on flower bows, and clip them on the flip-flops to make them girly. I buy men flip-flops, and then like I basically bling them out. So that's like another thing that I love to do with accessories. And of course there's the hair pieces. They also make really good, since the rings are stretchy, depending on your hair, you can like use them for ponytail holders. And of course, you can see how I can stacked. I love to stack my jewelry. I feel like with jewelry, you know how makeup, there is a such thing as too much. I feel like with jewelry, there's like like wear it all. The more I got on, the more I'm getting my royal on. Like I'm in my royal mood.
I love it.
Like I love that. Let's see. We're talking about making the fingers look slimmer with the big rings, and then you can use the big earrings to make your face look slimmer or longer for those of us who's got the right, like, and I've got, my head is huge, but it's hereditary, so I don't take offense when people tell me I have a big head.
Hey, it goes with it. It's not a big empty head. As long as it's not a big empty head. That's what I think about.
True. I got a lot of brain head. Even though my kids have stolen most of the sanity in it, we still working with a lot up here. But I love like the statement earrings. Even if I wear a smaller necklace, I love to wear big earrings. They just kind of like pop from across the room. And then also like the longer necklaces. Of course, if you're at home and you got like meetings online, you probably want to wear something shorter so that it actually shows up. When I do my lives at home, I'm always wearing a shorter necklace. But Also, wearing longer necklaces give you the appearance of being taller and slimmer. And then another thing I think is really cool is like for like if you have longer necklaces, but you want to make it shorter so people can like actually see it online or for whatever reason, you can actually, this is usually how I wear my longer necklaces because I don't really care for longer necklaces because I'm short and I just feel like they're too long. But I like to wrap it around and then fasten it. And so then it looks like I have on a choker and a necklace. And it kind of looks like doubled up and it brings my pendant up to.
That's a smart trick.
Up a little higher. And then like for necklaces, say you do like longer necklaces, but you or you have a shorter necklace that you want to make longer, you can, I thought this was a really cool trick. So this is an anklet, and you can do this like with bracelets or anklets. And so I just clipped one end to the side of the necklace and took the necklace clip in and hooked it to the anklet. And then you have a long necklace. So that's a cool way to switch up your accessories.
Oh, tell me something. T, let me throw a question here. So I used to make jewelry. Mm-hmm. And there was this one image of different types of jewelry depending on the neckline of the dress or the shirt that you're wearing. Are you familiar with what I don't know the standard is? Like if you're wearing, I always have trouble with trying to figure out what type of necklace to wear. If I'm wearing something with a neckline, if I'm doing strapless, or if it comes down to here, do I wear chokers? Do I wear some? I tend not to do a lot of chokers because to me it makes my head look big. So can you kind of give us, I don't know, some guidelines on what to wear with V-necks, boat necks, crew necks,
So V-necks tend to look good with like V-shaped necklaces, kind of like this one right here. See how it kind of like comes down and then drops. These go really good with V-necks. For like something that's strapless, shorter necklaces or even chokers look really good with that. Or if you have like something that comes all the way up like a choker, layers, or like the necklaces. Let's see if I have one. I don't know if I have one. The necklaces that have like the triple layers, the double and triple, kind of like this one.
And that's for what they wear on or
neck. The more statement pieces, like let's see, something like this. This looks really good laying like right up against the skin. So you would lay wear this with something that's like kind of like scoop necked. For like the bigger statement pieces or those necklaces that have like the form that just like lay flat. You would want those laying like right up against the skin.
Okay.
And then like I guess for like the wider necks that kind of come off the shoulders or like near off the shoulders, those go really well with the longer necklaces also.
Oh, okay.
And of course, if you like me and just accessorize like crazy, I'll throw on so many layers you probably can't see my neckline anyway.
Okay. So here's my another question here. As you can tell, I'm jewelry illiterate. Is it necessary to have like the metal and the types of jewels in your earrings and necklace to match, or does it really matter? I tend to be very analytical in everything I do. So like I have to have matching earrings and the matching necklace, and I have a hard time mixing and matching, knowing, oh, can I mix gold here and silver here? Can I have rhinestones here, pearls here?
Right. So honestly, most of the rules kind of went out the window when they started selling mismatched socks. So, like at one time, those were probably the rules. Now it's kind of like anything goes. Just like basically, have fun and play with it. Like now, like sometimes when I wear anything with pearls in it, I usually wear like my pearl earrings. I'm like, nope, because I need like some kind of color, like
right,
pop of color somewhere. Okay. I got pink nails, so I'm gonna throw on my pink earrings. But yeah, like seriously, when they start selling mismatched socks, like all the rules and everything else just went out the window. It's just like basically we in the do you age.
Right. Okay.
And mix is actually very popular now, mixing metals. The necklace I just showed, this is actually two metals together already. It's silver and gold.
Mm-hmm.
And you see like that, like if you're a bracelet person, stacking like different metals of bracelets. We have, let's see, what color metals do we have? We have gold, silver, rose gold, gunmetal, copper, and brass.
Okay.
And so nice to just kind of play with those. And then of course we have like the urbans, which kind of come in different colors. Those are usually like the leather or fabric or something like that. Throw one of those in between there and stack away.
Okay. Now I know a couple of weeks ago you had made a joke post where you had the face mask and you had it all blinged out, and people were really trying to order because my cousin was like, can you get me a couple of those? So I'm like, and so now with this new CDC recommendation, they want everybody to wear, do the face mask. Any suggestions for blinging out your face mask with jewelry?
I was actually thinking about that. I'm gonna be making some face masks here soon. I'm waiting on I had to order some elastic, of course, because everybody's out of it. But yeah, I say definitely like just throw like some rhinestones on it or something. I think that I definitely would.
Yeah, well, I see people making all kind of face masks, but you posted that one that was all blinged out. And my cousin in Ohio, she was like, can you order me a couple of those? I was like, well, sure. I'm thinking she had them made up. So, there's a market for, coronavirus divas.
Well, there's absolutely.
Right. So, you really should, this is the opportune time to, I think and I'm quite sure Linda will agree.
Absolutely. The market's talking to us.
Yes, that
I was like, oh my goodness, you are really trying to buy it. And he was like, you might need to get some jewels and get to work.
Yeah, was that never waste a crisis?
Absolutely, put a spin on everything.
Yeah, let me welcome my friend from down under, Melinda Ball from Australia. Hello, Melinda. Can she hear me? Is she frozen? Hey, Millie.
Hi.
she whenever she comes to any kind of Zoom, she's always dressed up. So yeah, she always has her scarf on and she always looks so elegant and dignified. But she's from Australia. Let me unmute you for a minute, Millie. What'd you say, Millie? Were you saying something,
yes.
Millie?
I have a lot of delay in conversations on mine. Hi. Thank you, Laura, but it's Saturday morning here.
Yeah, I have friends in Australia.
I said it's Saturday morning here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. And Millie's going to be joining us later on this month. She's going to be cooking an authentic Australian dish, and she's going to walk us through a recipe.
Oh, cool.
Later on this month. So I'm really looking. Whenever she posts her meals on Facebook, they look so good. And I'm a picky eater, but I would eat her food. And I think you're from Queensland, right?
Yes.
And so that's on my bucket list of places to visit. One of it's always beautiful there. So thanks, Millie. I'm gonna put you back on mute there. So T, tell me, I know earlier you talked a little bit about the paparazzi vendors. Let's say from somebody who is not in the United States, is paparazzi a global thing, or is it just a United States thing?
At the moment, it's just a United States thing. They are planning on making it global, but it's still so undersaturated in the United States. Our founders are like really pushing us to like get the word out. They wanted to make it a household name so that we can like push a little further. Okay. So we got right now like the United States, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and I think Canada.
Okay. So if someone wanted to host a paparazzi party and they're considering, you know, maybe being, you call yourself vendors, or is that what you call yourselves? Excuse me?
Consultants,
excuse me. So if someone was thinking about being a consultant, how would they go, or wanting to host a party? Because I'm quite sure you get some free stuff when you host parties and stuff. How would somebody go about doing that with you?
Well, you can just contact me through Facebook, or my website is lovepeacebling.com. I also have a Facebook VIP group. There you can you get a daily chance to win. I have a bling lottery in my VIP group, so every day you have a chance to play the bling lottery for a chance to win free jewelry. Okay. I also have a Facebook page. But you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet using the hashtag #LovePeaceBling.
Okay, love peace bling. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I see all this jewelry you have behind you. You want to give us like maybe I don't know, some highlights of what you got behind you, some of your favorite pieces, and are they all the same price, or is it different prices, or?
All of this is camera. All of this is $5.
$5, really? Wow. Okay.
$5 plus tax, and we do have a $25 line called the Z Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Which it kind of stays the same all year. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my phone here. It's I think 20 in that collection, but for the most part, everything is $5. We get new releases Monday through Friday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's some pretty awesome stuff. We have the Fashion Fix, which is like the exclusive sets that come out every month, and they're like already like perfectly matched, like sets of 4, and then there's like a ring to go with this.
That's what you were asking for. There you have it.
And so this is what we call Fashion Fix.
That's pretty.
And then I've got like some turquoise rings to go with it too. And then also on my website that I mentioned, lovepeacebling.com, there's a something called Paparazzi Showroom. And you can, it's like a short little quiz that you take, and it'll tell you like your jewelry style. So all of our jewelry falls under 5 what's called trend blends. And so we've got like Simply Santa Fe, which is like what I just showed, that's like turquoise. There's Magnificent Musings, which is like it's usually like the more like the kind of stuff you would wear with leather, or like the gunmetals and stuff like that. There's Glimpses of Malibu, which is that would be like the pearls, and then or maybe like something like this is usually like really bubbly type stuff. There's Fiercely Fifth Avenue, and that's like the really blingy stuff. Fiercely Fifth Avenue is usually like really just like bling.
Okay.
And then the last one is Sunset Sightings, and it's usually like just really cute silver. A lot of times it's like the antique hammered silver.
That's okay.
And it's usually, for some reason, it's usually something really noisy. But it'll tell you like what percentage you are of which. It'll give you like a short quiz about like, you know, the patterns you like, what type of shoes you prefer. It's just like a short, cute quiz to take, and it'll kind of like tell you what, because when you go on the website, you can shop by like your specific trend blend, and they'll show like all the stuff in that trend blend. And then let's see, if something else I was gonna mention, that was the Fashion Fix. Oh, Blockbusters. So most of our inventory, you know, I mentioned that we get new inventory Monday through Friday, but like once it's gone, and a lot of it sells out really fast. But then we have Blockbusters that they usually never sell out. If they do, they always come back. So Blockbusters are like the customer favorites that are like here to stay. So this one right here, this Diva, this is one of our Blockbusters. And then like this one, this is one of the Z pieces I mentioned. This is one of the $25 pieces.
Okay.
And so we have 10 that are actually consultants.
Okay.
That consultants have the opportunity to earn them by, there's like a certain set of criteria, and it's called Rock the Runway. And so the winners of that each month get chosen to get a necklace named after them. And then like the other 10 are like the signature series that the company comes up with.
Okay.
But and of course we had the men's line that launched this past fall. So we have men's stuff now. Let's see if I got something over here. And we've got like different metals and different designs of men's stuff. And it's like a really nice weight too.
Okay. What is that website again that you can go to and do the quiz?
It's lovepeacebling.com.
Okay. Got that. Now, if someone was, let's say, in a different country and they wanted to order jewelry, is it shipped from the company, or do you have to ship it, or how does that work? Let's say if our friend in Australia wanted something.
Yeah, I would have to ship it. The company does not ship outside of the United States.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready, T? You ready? Now you have 3 of our faces here. You got some folks who are looking at Facebook Live, but just with the 3 of our faces here, I want you to think about what you have in your jewelry repertoire there. And I want you to give us one recommendation, looking at our faces, our face shape, and all this stuff, our neck. And so I want you to look at each of them, putting you on the spot.
I never left the preview mode. Like I'm still stuck in the preview mode.
Huh?
I'm still stuck in the preview. I can't see your faces.
You can't see our faces?
No, mine never loaded.
Oh, I wonder why.
It's still saying wait, and then it's got like a little spinny thing. It never loaded.
You can't see anybody's face?
Why is tripping tonight?
Are you on a phone or on a laptop?
Yeah, phone.
Can you? I don't know. I've never had that issue before.
Yeah, me. Like I have no idea.
If you maybe try turning the phone the other way, I don't know if that helps it. I think that does more with you. I don't know what the deal is. Why you can't see any of us, because we can see each other.
Mm-hmm. Can you switch screens?
Let's see. It's not letting me do anything. Let's see. No, it's just like stuck on the screen.
That's too bad. I want to be a recommendation.
Yeah. Your phone is not letting you be great.
No, I know. Well, here's another question too. You know, think about
like serious. But hey, if you want to like shoot me a picture in Facebook Messenger or something, I'll be glad to give you a recommendation.
Now, here's another question for you. Let's talk about skin tones and jewelry. are there particular metals that work better with certain skin tones, whether, dark between, different shades of brown, basically? Are there, like people with very light skin shouldn't wear silver, people with dark skin? I don't know. Is there any kind of recommendation as far as skin tone?
No, with jewelry, I think pretty much anything goes. I found that a lot of darker people seem to love yellow, and that's one of those colors I've never worn because I always felt like I was too dark for it. But pretty much anything goes with jewelry.
Okay. Well, Miss T, do you have anything else for us? Anything else we can know? So, like I said, we've been talking about networking from the neck up and how we can make ourselves stand out in this online space that we've been forced into for the next 30 days almost, with, when we're doing everything. A lot of us are doing everything online. And so, would make those great impressions to make us stand out, whether it's job interviews, business pitches, online, with your online dating, whatever, but, to get great statement pieces, maybe that when you show up that, okay, you got this 12-inch space, so you make it count. So that's why, we asked T to be here to help us get our bling on, that we can still be sparkly even in a quarantine. And I think, for some women, for some people, just wearing jewelry just makes them feel more feminine, whether you're doing anything or not. So, definitely, I think
it thrived during the Great Depression.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think $5, that's affordable, especially doing that's affordable accessorizing. During this time, you don't have a lot of money, so you can add, just a little $5 or $10 set, and maybe when you're doing your interviews, this is my statement piece, and this is how I'm showing up from the neck up. So we thank you, Ms. T, for that once again. Give everybody how they can contact you, give all your information, do it nice and slow, because we got people watching on Facebook Live too. Nice and slow. How do they find you?
All right, so you can find me on most social media outlets using the hashtag #LovePeaceBling. My website address is lovepeacebling.com. You can also, with that hashtag on Facebook, you'll find my Facebook group and my Facebook page. And you can also shop from both of those pages as well. I do hosted parties. For anyone who wants to host a party, you get 2 free pieces just for agreeing to host, that you get to pick from your party, with a chance to earn more throughout your party. And of course, if anybody is interested in doing what I do, which is very fun and rewarding and just fabulous. I think that's the part that I love the most, the fabulousness, because no matter how bad my hair looks or anything else, how bad I feel, I know that, like, you cannot say my jewelry is not fabulous. So if anybody just wants the fabulousness, I only paid $275 per piece for my jewelry. All the necklaces come with free earrings. You can also do that through any of my Facebook or social media pages, and at my website, lovepeacebling.com. And of course, if you get a chance, do go and do the Paparazzi showroom quiz. It's a really fun little quiz that'll show you what your style of jewelry is. And yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Now, for those who are watching us on Facebook Live, I am going to really suggest that you join us in the Zoom, because now next up is going to be our business plug, Miss Linda Murray Bullard, and she's going to continue the neck up aspect, from a business perspective. And so if you know Linda, like I know Linda, is going to be good. You're going to want to be in here, because you're going to want to ask questions and things like that. So I put the Zoom link inside the post there. So really, if you're watching by Facebook Live, click on that link and get in the room, so you can interact with Linda. Like I said, this is a treat. This is an opportunity And so definitely, if you're thinking about starting a business, she's all about, I don't know exactly what she's talking about, but I know it's something to do with business because, she's all about business and she's all about business ideals, starting your business, making your business better, booming in business. And I know in one of my videos, I called her the business babe because I love her so much. She's everything business, and she gives so freely of her time on so many things. And so I suggest, if you really want to be in on this conversation, because I'm thinking I might even take it off of Facebook Live and make y'all get in here for this. So that's what I'm going to do. If you want to be a part of this conversation, I'm going to cut off the Facebook Live and you better get in on the Zoom. So you find that link in the comments, find the link in the description, click on the Zoom and join us here, because I'm ready to cut the Facebook Live off in just a few minutes. So you're going to miss it.
So come on in.
Come on in the room.
Come on in the room. Absolutely.
Come on in the room. And so I'm going to let Linda just introduce herself, tell us a little bit about, who you are, what you do, why you do it, and give people a chance if they decide to come on in before you actually start and I cut the live feed off.
Okay. Hi.
So the floor is yours.
First of all, thank you, Laura, for giving me this opportunity to address your audience. I don't take that lightly, so I do appreciate it. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug, and they call me the business plug because I plug businesses into viable resources, their next, whatever that looks like. I help individuals who want to upscale their life professionally or want to do personal development. I've been doing this for 7 years as a business, but I've been doing it over 30 years as a person. It has been my purpose. So I am actually redefining purpose, right? Because it's about me trying to help you get to your next. I have, in the last 7 years, have my fingerprints on hundreds of businesses around the world, not just here in the United States or here in Chattanooga, but I have people that follow me in Jamaica, Douala, in Africa, and in Barbados. I have China people. My Chinamen love you guys. And I have people in Australia. I actually have Gertrude, who's down in Australia doing her thing. So what I teach people is basically how to put foundation under their ideas, because a lot of times what I find and what the statistics show is that people start businesses just want to sell something. So you know what you want to sell, you know how to make it happen, make it be product, whatever. The part that I find that people are lacking in is they don't understand the business side of owning a business. And so I teach business acumen. I help them to understand about marketing versus sales, right? Because I have clients that have 5,000 Facebook fans, but they have more people on their Facebook than they have dollars in their bank. And so my goal is to help them to make that even, right? Because if you have 5,000 followers, then you shouldn't worry about how you're getting to your next sale. So I teach them how to monetize their gifts in order to reach their customers, because people are out there they're looking for bling, right? People are out there looking for jewelry. They're out there looking for the next life coach. They're out there looking for somebody who can cook. People are out there looking for people who have a testimony. And I tell all my students, all my business owners, that you have the uniqueness of your story. When you bring your story to the mix, to the marketplace, that makes you already your own kind of business. I don't care if it's 10 people and they're all doing nails. When you add your story to your business, then you become your business, and the people who can relate to your story will find you because they're already looking for you. So if I can share screen, I actually have a presentation.
Yes, please do.
Okay. Now I have to find out where it went. Because it was just open. Let me see if I can find it. There it is.
I love what you just said. I'm going to meme that. You got more followers than you do dollars.
Girl,
something like that.
You have people with 5,000 followers. And they're like, I got 5,000 followers.
I was like, ouch.
Got 5,000 followers. Where my money at?
Well, it's like, ouch. Yeah, that's going to be a meme.
Yeah. Hey, because it's true, though. You know, people go by their life. I want them to go dollars, right? Likes are good, but dollars are better.
Wow. Okay.
Because
That was deep.
last time I checked, Electric Power Board was not accepting likes; they were accepting dollars. And so that's what I
You're
want to
right.
teach people. So I want to teach you about starting out right. So I love this conversation in that we had our girl T tell us about the accessories and how to make it good on the outside, right? And so going along with that same train of thought, I want you to start out right. And it all starts out with mindset, right? So mindset is about how you think. When you're talking about building your business, I want you to think about being the change. Like we already know what's out there. We already know who has businesses, what they're selling, what they're doing. But I want you to be the change that you want to see in the world. And that came from Gandhi, right? He taught us about being. When you're talking about starting a business, it is very important for you to understand it is very understanding for you to understand that you have to be the change. Your business, your idea, like nobody has that idea that you have because the vision was given to you. A lot of times I have business owners who say, well, my husband, my girlfriend, my wife, my kids, nobody hears what I'm saying. Well, but guess what? They didn't get the memo. The memo is your memo. And so if you're going to grow and be what God has purposed for you to do, then you have to find the community that fits with what you're doing. Like your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, the kids, they already their boyfriend, they already have their role in your life. So I encourage business owners to get with business people because we are very quirky. We think very differently. And so when we bounce our ideas off another business person, it is very different than when we bounce our ideas off our family and friends. Our family and friends give us biased ideas because they love us, don't want to hurt our feelings. But if you're talking to a stranger or you're talking to another business owner, they're going to give you a perspective that's totally new so that you can actually take the information and use that feedback in your business. Another thing is water drops pierce stone, rope saws cut wood. What you do, right? What you do, it's all about consistency. You have to be consistent with your idea. Like today, I want to start a hair business. Tomorrow, I'm going to want to start a tire changing business. Next week, I'm going to fry chicken. What are you doing? It's called brand confusion. When you are trying to do a lot of different things, like you're all over the place, your customers can't keep up with you. They don't know if you're selling chicken this week or you're changing tires. So you have to understand that you need to find your lane, get in your lane, and be the best you. I teach people how to be subject matter experts. That's how they get their names in the LA Times. That's how I got in People magazine. That's how people are getting on all these websites and getting all this media. Because right now, media is a hot thing. Like they're looking for stories. And so they're out here trying to find anybody to put them on TV. But if you're selling chicken and tires and batteries and all these, they don't know where to put you. They don't know what category you fit in. So find you a lane and stay in it. There's an African proverb that says you can do more watering one plant than you can watering many. Meaning, if you have all these different ideas, they are pulling from your resources. You have limited resources. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. You still have limited resources. And if you're spreading your resources out too thin, then you're not being effective. You're doing a lot of things, but you're not being effective. How can you niche down? Like right now, it's about niching down and being a subject matter expert in that one thing and consistently showing up at that one thing. People call me the business plug because I don't care where you find me, I'm talking about business. That's my thing. That's my niche down thing. I can tell you how to grow a business. I can tell you how to start a business. Everything I do is about business, right? Niche down and find your lane, get in your lane. The next thing is there is not a particle of life that which does not, and my thing is in the way, which does not bear poetry within it. Like, what's your song? The first time you see your business cards, it's going to be like hearing your song on the radio. It's going to be that good. Like, what is it about you? That's a song. What is it about you? Like, if you were thinking about theme music of how you show up, what would that song be? What poem sets your soul on fire? Like, is your life poetry? And I truly believe that all of our lives have a rhythm. And a lot of times people come to me and say, well, Linda, I don't know what my purpose is. So what I have to do is take them back and let them review their own life because all of our lives have meaning. All of our lives have a rhythm, but life is so noisy. We get caught up in the noise. And so I teach people how to go back. I talked to a 67-year-old lady last week, and we talked about what she did at 7. At 7, she used to help people in the neighborhood by going to the store and picking up things for them in her neighborhood, the elders. When she was 17, she joined a Peace Corps where she could help kids learn how to read. When she was 22, she did volunteer work at a youth center. Today, she's a social worker helping displaced kids. Her whole life has been about seed planting. She seed plants hope into people who are going through some things. That's been her whole life. She was wondering what was her business going to be because she didn't understand that she had already been given her purpose. Her purpose, if you go back and look at your life cycles, you'll see where you're supposed to be in life. It shows up every time. But again, life is so noisy that sometimes the noise drowns out our purpose. It drowns out the rhythm of our lives. So when we separate ourselves from that and go back and look at what the story has told, what our story has told us, we find our place in life and we're able to go forward. That is the poetry, the music in life. Life has a rhythm. Every life has one. I truly believe we all came to this world with a package to deliver to better this earth. And when we don't do it, when we don't show up, either in a business, in our profession, whatever, when we don't show up in our purpose, then we're doing a disservice to ourselves, but we're doing a bigger disservice to those people who are looking for us. And so, what is the poetry in your life? Because there is not a particle of life which does not bear poetry within it. And so, when you talk about it, well, let's talk about that. So write what should not be forgotten. A lot of times people talk about books. Y'all know the book coach is Laura, right? She's the book midwife, right? Y'all already know that. But everybody said, well, oh, I need to write a book. Or, oh, somebody told me I need to write a book. I have not met one person when I told them back in 2013. I wish I had a Laura back then. In 2013, when I decided to write my autobiography, I just wrote. I had a personal essay that I had written when my brother and I reconnected after 37 years. Once I told him about my life story, I sat down and penned it. It became an essay. In 2013, when I lost my job, my gravy job, I call it, when I lost my job, I pulled it back out to see if it was book worthy. I hired an editor, hired a cover coach, and it ended up in the Library of Congress. What is the story that people shouldn't forget about you? Like, what is that story? You have to write what shouldn't be forgotten. Write what shouldn't be forgotten. And a lot of times, and this is the thing, so even that refers, because everything I talk about, right, goes back to business. A lot of people start businesses and they're so busy working in the business that they haven't documented one thing. They haven't wrote one thing. If they got hit by a bus, that dream would go straight to the cemetery with them because there are no documentations to help somebody to pick it up. They're not building legacies. They're just building jobs. They're making jobs for themselves. So how many business owners out there have taken the time to stop and sit down and write out your processes and procedures? So if you have to be laid up, God forbid, but if you have to be laid up, your business can still be serving people that need it. That is something that happens all the time. We do not stop and document what's going on in our businesses so somebody else can keep it going forward. So, and especially when you're a solopreneur, that's not a good thing. That's not a good look. You need to document processes and procedures so that your customers continue to be served, even if something should happen to you. What happens if the people you're serving and you're in the middle of a project and then you can't do it anymore? What happens? What happens to that customer who've already invested in you? What does that look like? So it behooves you as a business owner, as a prudent business owner, to think about how can I document my processes and procedures so I can train a new associate. Most people, when they build a business, really they're just building another job. They don't think about, I need to build this business so that I can step back from it and somebody else can take it over and manage it. That is true entrepreneurship and not just giving yourself another job. Surely something resides in the heart that is not perishable, and life is more than a dream. And the thing about it is life is more than a dream. And you should have something more than a dream. A lot of people say, oh, I've always dreamed about owning a business. I always dreamed about having a car. I always dreamed about finishing school. I always dreamed about having a degree. It should be more than that. Like you should have that dream into your reality. If it's in your head, I love that Einstein said our dreams are the preludes of what's going to happen in our life. But it doesn't get there by itself, right? It gets there because you put the effort to make that manifest in your life by doing things that's going to put it in your life. Like people have goals. I talk about SMART goals a lot. I was talking about those yesterday. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, and actionable, uh, real, and time, right? That's what SMART is, an acronym. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time. So if those SMART goals, what people set up like on January the 1st, those resolutions or goals or whatever you want to call them, how many of us start putting things, tactics behind those goals so that they can become successful? Like that's why people do not succeed, is because what happens is they have the goals, but they don't change their lifestyle. They don't change their habits. A good book about habits is Atomic Habits by Jim Clear, where he helps you to understand the importance of putting the tactical things under your goals so that you're making yourself successful. Like we don't prepare. Steve Harvey talks about when he was a kid, when he was a young man, he wasn't a child. When he was a young man, he had a car that he wanted to buy, and he was working real hard, saving up his money to buy this car. And he would go in and tell his mom, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna get this car because this car is the baddest thing out there. I'm gonna buy this car." And his mother, who was a Sunday school teacher, would tell him, "But your other car's out there sitting in front of the house on blocks." And so every time he would run in to tell her how excited he was when he made a deposit in the bank that's going to buy that car that he had a vision of, his mom would tell him, "But your other car's out there on blocks." He kept wondering, why is she telling me this? Why every time I'm trying to make her see how happy I am to be making these, saving up this money so I can pay cash for this car, she keeps reminding me about the car outside. Well, the reason she was doing that is because if you're going to get something, you have to prepare yourself, prepare your mind. How many of us are making room for our success? Like if you're holding on to that old baggage, those old things, that the old mindset, the old limiting beliefs, those whole things that are keeping you held down, you don't have room for something new. So in order to have room for something new, Steve's mom was saying, move that car so you'll have a place to park the new one when you get it, right? After she made it clear to him, he was able to understand, oh, I see what she's saying. If I'm expecting something new, I got to prepare a place for it. That same lesson would serve him later in life when he was trying to buy a triple white Rolls Royce for his wife for her birthday. That same lesson came back again and played in life. And so he started building the garage and making everything special for where he was going to park that car for his wife's 50th birthday, even though there were only 10 of those cars made in the world, and every one of them was made special order for a specific person. He wanted for his wife for her 50th birthday. And so he found a dealership because you cannot go and get a triple white Rolls Royce. You have to have it delivered to a dealership. You can't get it brought to your house. And so he went and found a dealer that was willing to accept it, even though it didn't even exist. Like you have to understand how powerful dreams are. You have to understand how powerful your mind is. You have to understand that you bring the law of attraction, you bring those things into your life. And then let's go to those who are biblical. So is that biblical? Yes, it's biblical because the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So it all starts with a mindset. So when she's talking about dressing up the outside so you can look pretty out here, some of us need to dress up our minds, right? You need to dress up your mind to understand that the things that come to your life, come to you, are those things that you have put in. Your mind is a powerful thing. The statistics, the research shows that we only use 10% of our brains, like 10% of our brain function. Most of us do not understand the power of thought. Like the things that you see, it's how you think, because as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor, I have lack, I am poverty stricken, I'm never gonna be nothing, I'm just negative, people just dirty people, I'm gonna get robbed, somebody's gonna steal my idea, somebody's gonna take from me. If you are a victim, if you have that victimized mentality, you bring that kind of essence into your life. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your mind. You must change your mind. And so by doing that, you start thinking about the positivity. We'll go back to the scriptures again. It said, think on these things, right? What is lovely, what is good, what is kind. Think on those things. So if you change how you address your mind, Even in business, even when you're talking about, I'm going to run a business, you have to have a very different mindset because entrepreneurs see opportunity in everything. Like we always see, people see situations, people see the coronavirus, but an opportunity, an entrepreneur is out here making masks. It's out here doing some things. It's out here jumping online, talking online. It's out here doing something very differently because we don't see the disaster, we see the opportunity. That's what entrepreneurs do. We do that all day, every day. It comes natural for us. So, for that reason, if you're going to excel in this life, that's what you have to do. You must change your mindset of how you're seeing things. You have to own something more than a dream. It has to be more something that you're willing to work for. Sometimes dreams are wiser than waking because in our dreams, sometimes we have more than we have in life. Sometimes in our dream, we're Superman, but we wake up and we're still Clark Kent. You have to understand it's all about decisions. It's all about what you're doing. Like it's the onus is on you. I don't care what your mama did, what your daddy did, who didn't do, who did do, who left you, what kind of situations you've had in life. Guess what? Newsflash, you're grown now. That ball is in your court. And you get to decide whether you're going to show up wholly, fully, or whether you're going to show up and making excuses. And excuses are those things that we use to tell ourselves so that we can stay complacent, so that we don't have to move, so that we don't have to come out of our paradigm. Those are what excuses are. So get away from the excuses. And every time you feel yourself trying to make an excuse, I want you to use your brain on the positive side and say, no, that's not true. Because excuses aren't true. They're just limitations we tell ourselves just to keep us safe. We don't want to go out from where we are. We want to stay stuck like Chuck. We want to stay stuck in our mess. We don't want to grow. We don't want to go. We just want to stay stuck. So you have to understand that your mind is not about the dream. The dreams are prelude. That's what Einstein told us. Einstein said those dreams are preludes of what can happen, of God's goodness. What's wrong with us? We don't get that. Why we don't get that? We think, oh, that's just a dream. I had a good dream last night. Oh, it was all about a dream. In this dream, I was fabulous. I was flying. I was doing these things. And then we wake up and find out we're Clark Kent. We have to make the decision, a conscious decision, to do it differently if we want different. We can only see a short distance ahead, but we can see plenty there that needs to be done. And if you see that it needs to be done, the onus is on you to do it. Like people say, oh, they need to do this, and they need to do that, and we need to have this. People are expecting somebody to come by and save them. But there's no white horse and there's no knight. If we are, I wear this t-shirt I had on the other day. We are who we've been looking for. Like we're looking outward for something that we have inward. And so if you're talking about starting a business, if you're talking about graduating high school, if you're talking about graduating college, finishing those classes, like what are you doing right now? Like before we said we didn't have time to do it. Okay, we didn't have time, but now what we have? Because time is all we have until they allow us to consume our lives again. So today, what is it that you've been putting off because you didn't have time? What is it? And that's to say, I understand, I get it. A lot of people don't understand about the uncertainty of all. But I can tell you, newsflash, I look to the back of the book and I know that this turns out to be okay. I already know it. I've read Revelation and it doesn't frighten me. It encourages me. I've read to the back of the book. This is going to be okay. We're going to be just fine. So the thing about it is, what are you doing now in the wait? Like we're in the wait right now. My thing is to tell you while you're in the wait, those things that needs to be done, start doing them, start checking them off. Like I love going online and seeing people starting businesses that they have been making products for years. I love that because now they have the time. How are we spending our time? We want the kids to do theirs. Like we're on our children. Yes, you need to get your homework. Yes, you need to be studying. Yes, you need to be turning the TV off and doing these things. You need to be reading more books. You need to be doing this and doing that. But the example, I have always led by example. My boys will tell you, My mom will go out there and do it because I lead by example. I don't want you to do what I say. I want you to do what I do. So if I get up and I'm going getting, even though I'm working from home now, I'm 100% entrepreneur, but I get up every day and I go online and I do these things that I'm supposed to do because nobody has to tell me. That's the thing about entrepreneurship. Like when you graduate, most entrepreneurs finish high school. In high school, you had the teacher saying, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to do this. Well, in life, in business, there's no teacher. If you don't get it, it doesn't get done. And so the onus is on the business owner that when you know things have to be done, you make your list and you start checking those things off to get them done. That's how it works in entrepreneurship. If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know just how amazing you can be. Like if you're trying to be what somebody else is, if you don't understand how standing outside of the box of normal, of regular, of doing what everybody else is doing, you will never realize your true potential because inside of each of us is greatness. Like you were born to be great. And so if you're copying what you see from somebody else, you are scaling yourself down. What is it unique about you? What is it fabulous about you? There are things about you that are designed to set the world on fire. But you can't see that because you're not trying to be you and build up your greatness. You're trying to be a duplicate of somebody else you see. We all are amazing. Again, we all have a package to deliver to the world so that we can make the world better. It came through us through our story. It came through us through our life. It came through us through the test that we've passed because today you have went through 100% of all the failures that you had. You survived. Congratulations. You are amazing. You are amazing. But you'll never know that if you're living in the cloud of somebody else's competition. You'll never know how amazing you are. You'll feel like you're second class. You'll feel like you can't do. You'll feel like, oh, I'm not as good as them. Oh, I can't do like them. You're not meant to do like them, baby. It is hard to be standing in when you were made to be outstanding. You're not made to be in a crowd. You were designed to be uniquely different. And so if you look at that, if you always try to be normal, you will never know, ever know how amazing you were designed to be. Dr. King said, because a lot of people say, well, I don't know what to do, Linda. I don't know what to do. But Dr. King said that if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. Whatever you do, you keep it moving. You have to keep moving. Dr. King understood it. Saying I don't know what to do is no reason to be stagnant because what you need to do is find someone who can help show you what to do. All business owners need a coach and a mentor. You need both of them. You need a coach because a coach is going to help you strategically build your business so that it becomes scalable, so that you can sustain it. That's what a coach does because a coach looks out among the whole marketplace. And they tell you not only what's being done in your industry, they're able to give you new ideas of what's been done in other industries that may complement you. You need a mentor because a mentor has already went through what you've done and they can help you jump over those potholes that you might just fall in because you don't even know they're there. So you need a coach and a mentor to help you so you can fly, so that you can run, so that you will walk. So even if it comes to it, sometimes you have to crawl. But in any case, all moves are great moves, little or small, large or small. All moves forward are great moves. So understanding you need a coach and a mentor as a business owner. And you can go to score.org and get a mentor every day. You're talking about somebody who's coaching. You need to get someone who knows business to coach you, not someone who says, okay, I'm a coach. No, you need to be able to ask them questions like, what about my industry? How many clients do you have in my industry? What do you know about my industry? What kind of resources do you have in my industry? Who can you connect me with that's in my industry that can help me, guide me along the way? Who do you know that you can connect me with so that I can grow my business by learning and sitting at the feet of people who are already getting it? What kind of ties and relationships do you have in the business community that can help me build my business? Ask your coach, where is their experience? Like, where does that come from? How can they help you build your specific business, regardless of what industry you're in? Because a business coach doesn't just look at one industry. A business coach looks at marketing, looks at business. So we read, we read the Wall Street journals. We read the LA Times. We read the New York Times. We read Chicago Times. We read Chicago Tribune. We read all the business that have to say about business because that's what we do. We're into Fortune magazine. We're loving Inc. We love Success magazine. That's what we do. That's our high. That's how I love sitting down and learning a new business strategy so that I can bring it back. Like right now, I'm teaching sales funnels because every business alive needs a sales funnel. And not only am I teaching sales funnels, I've gotten connected with people who build sales funnels. Understand, I had one ad to go to 122,000 people, more people than I'd ever known in my life. It was because I understood what sales funnels does for business. That's what I'm about right now. I'm about opening people's eyes, teaching them what sales funnels do for every business. So everything, in conclusion, everything you have ever hoped for to be sits outside of your current level of comfort. Like, is it comfortable to stay where you are? Sure it is. It's comfortable to stay where you are. But if you're talking about growing, if you're talking about going outside of what you normally do, then you're going to have to spend some time outside the paradigm, boo. You're going to have to spend some time outside of the box. You're going to have to be uncomfortable and be okay with that, knowing that in the stretch is how we grow. Like, I didn't get to get that picture and hang out with him for 4 years by just staying in my comfort zone. Because he never, not in all the 4 years, he never came to Chattanooga. Not one time. Not one time. I had to go where it was. So you have to understand, you have to go outside of where your comfort zone is if you're trying to grow your business. When he met me, I was not the business plug. The business plug came afterwards. So my name is Linda Murray Bullitt. They call me the business plug, and I just plugged you in on mindset. We're talking about from the neck up, how you can achieve your business dreams by stepping outside of who you are. If you have any questions, you're welcome to post them, or you can contact me. Right now, in order to get appointments with me, you can go to www.thebusinessplug.co. That's www.thebusinessplug.co is how you can reach me.
Thank you, Miss Linda Murray Bullard, the business plug. That was awesome. That was amazing. I felt like I should pass an offering plate because that was almost a sermon. I was like me the piano. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions for Linda at all about anything that she said, or anything that you guys need to ask? Because I do have some comments that I'm going to make and things like that. So I wanted to give you guys a chance before I start. Anything? We're good.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't have any questions. I just want to say that was absolutely amazing, and I just like so needed that whole sermon right now.
Well, thank you, ma'am. That's my church coming back. I'm a church girl.
Well, you did good. So once again, like I said, I want to go at the very beginning. You said something so very profound, and like I'm gonna mean that between now and 24 hours from now. I gotta do my homework before I start doing anything else. But the whole thing about likes and followers and how to monetize that, and the fact that we get excited because we have 5,000 followers on a group or something, but you had $200 in your bank account. I don't know, elaborate a little bit more on that for me. I mean, right. I don't know what else you can say about it, but that just hit me.
Oh, absolutely. So what that is, those are vanity metrics. Those are vanity metrics, right? Because that's something everybody can see. Oh, she got 500 people on her list. Oh, but then it's like being publicly a superstar and privately a failure. So it's understanding that if you're going to be in business, businesses need to make money. And so having 5,000 followers That's not hard. I've had it once and getting ready to have it again, but I took off 1,200 people after I got to 5,000 because I had to do like Steve. I had to make room for my customers, the people who are going to pay me. Like, you're not going to pay me a high end and you can't reach me. And then I got all these 5,000 people following me that are not even sewing into me. No, 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 no. We're making room. We're getting rid of some folks so that we can put some more folks. I remember when I moved into my new house and I was trying to take everything that was in my house. And my oldest son said, Mama, you won't have room for your future if you keep holding on to your past. I was like, oh, that hurt. But I felt that. You won't have room for your newness. You won't have room for your newness if you keep holding on to your past. So I had to leave some things there. In fact, I left everything at that moment there, and he had to haul it off because he moved into the house after me. But but I left everything, and I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. Because if I'm hoarding all this stuff, if I'm hoarding all these bad experiences and bad relationships and bad people, and I'm just on this vanity trip where I just want people to see that 5,000 people like me, but then every month I'm going to the bank, and the bank is having NSFs, non-sufficient funds. I got all kind of book notices from corrupt collectors. My lights are getting cut off. My water is not running, and I still have 5,000 followers. Okay. Makes no sense to me. It's not even. Yeah. It's not even the new math. This is the old math. this is not even the new math. This is the old math that tells you something don't add up. So you have to think about, am I truly an entrepreneur and what that looks like? Now, that's not to say that you can't have slow months, because a part of business life is ebbs and flows, right? Ebbs and flows. So that goes with it. But are we carrying people who are not carrying us?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I love that phrase you use. I don't know if that's a made up phrase or something that's there, the vanity metrics. But
that's a thing. That's an actual thing. That's a business term. That's an actual thing. Those are vanity metrics. Likes and people posting on your posts. Like when Facebook looks at how they're measuring you, like I'm one of the business owners that they send me all the new stuff they have coming out. Like right now, my Facebook page is so screwed up because every time they do betas, they give me the opportunity to participate. And the betas are not worked out yet, right? They still have some things going on. So right now, like my lives, I can't even download them, can't share them, can't do it. It's craziness. But what got their attention was not about the likes, because those are vanity metrics. What gets their attention is the shares. What gets their attention is the comments. What gets their attention is those things that actually mean something, where somebody's pouring into you more than a like. How much is a like?
Right.
Likes are nothing. Likes are nothing, Okay. My TSP has a T-shirt. You get likes, I get money. Because likes don't pay a bills, right?
Right.
So you have to understand make what matters matter.
Yeah.
Make what matters matter. I posted that this morning. Make what matters matter. So if it matters that I'm running an operation, then everything for me can't be free. Like you say, oh, she's charging. We're doing the pandemic, and she's charging me to teach me how to do grants. Boo boo. That $50 that you pay for that ticket is going to give you over $1,000, and you can rinse and repeat that over and over and over again, and you're crying about $50.
Yeah,
it's a mindset thing.
Yeah, somebody said if you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't expect anybody else to invest.
Absolutely, you want me to invest in something you're not willing to invest to. You're not willing to invest in yourself, but you want me to invest.
Yeah. So now you said something else too. I like about the consistency, and that a drop of water cuts through the rock and a rope saw cuts through wood. So you have the whole idea about consistency and finding that niche. But then you have another whole set. Well, you got to have these 7 streams of income and all that. How do those two connect, or do we need to start disconnecting that paradigm in our head? Or
because what happens is I can take your one idea and show you 25 ways to make money with it.
Okay.
That one idea. You don't need to have the fried chicken and the tires and the hair and the weave and the hair products, and you don't need all that. You need one idea. You can monetize one idea 25 different ways. That's another thing I learned from Steve, because with Steve, he did one thing, he told jokes, but he had 8 TV shows and radio shows, how he told those jokes. So he got paid 8 different ways for doing one thing.
Okay, good. Now, something else that you said, I'm over here taking notes. The phrase that we can be Superman in our dreams, but Clark Kent when we wake up. And so that deals more with what is that a self-confidence thing, or
it's because we're not trying. Like look at Clark Kent. Clark Kent fumbled through life, right? He was nervous. He was just underdeveloped. He was just doing just enough to be the reporter. He was just doing just enough. But Superman out here to hand down walls, saving kids, you know, picking up buildings, running faster than a train. Superman is out here performing.
okay.
And a lot of us aren't performing. We're Superman in our dreams when we could be Superman in life.
All right, cool. You know, I'm taking a mythology class right now to finish my degree, and
That's
part
cool.
of what we're talking about is Jung and his collective unconscious theory, and basically and archetypes, and that basically he believes that we were all born with these archetypes within us,
Mm-hmm.
and they manifest in the things that we dream about.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't, when you said that, I just thought about, thinking about what you dream about the most gives you a little bit of insight into,
What you made of.
what you were created to do, and things
Absolutely.
like that. So, we want
Absolutely.
to, I want to be, you want to be Superman when you go to bed and Superman when you wake up. And so,
Absolutely. I mean, really, right?
yeah,
And it's a
yeah,
performance issue, right? It's just walking in life small. Like
right.
you walking in life, you're too fearful, and so you use procrastination. I love one of my peers said procrastination is just a lie dressed up. I was like, whoa, okay. He said, because it's a lie. It's not true.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was on a call
Okay.
this morning, and a young girl starts talking about, well, I've never been good at this and I can't do that. And our coach said, whoa, 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 whoa. All that's a lie, right? All that I can't stuff is a lie that you tell yourself so you can stay comfortable in where you are. I'm challenging you on saying things like that negatively about yourself when they're not true, because our body, our mind hears that. And that's what we become. I can't do this. I can't be this. I don't have that. That's what our body and mind hear. It's the law of attraction. You are attracting those things to you to help you, support you in your living small.
Okay. Well, Miss Linda, I thank you. Did you have something you want to say, T? Was you going to say something? No. So we're gonna close out here. I'm gonna do a quick recap of everything the business plug talked about, and once again I took Laura notes, so whatever. But talking about that is no point to have more followers than you do dollars. So you need to try learn how to monetize all those followers and likes. Add your story to your business, make it personal, make it compelling. You need to start out right. That is one thing to tell your spouse or your friends about your business, but you need to connect with other business owners because they give you a different perspective, and it's that you need that. Another thing she talked about was consistency. That find your one thing and do it, and you can do that thing. What she said, 25 different ways. You don't have to sell chicken and hair. Sell chicken, in 25 different ways if you have to. Find your niche. She said, write what should not be forgotten. And she's not just talking about books, but even in your business, you need to have some sort of, in the military, we call them continuity binders, so
Mm-hmm.
that no matter, you move to places, but what's supposed to happen happens. And that's really hard when you're a solopreneur, because you have to, find someone who you trust to pour into. So that's difficult when you're a solopreneur, but it needs to be done. I need to, start writing down, how to format books and things like that. She talked about that we need more than a dream, that at some point you have to, wake up and do whatever it is you said you were dreaming to do. We have to stop being Superman in our dreams and Clark Clint when we wake up. Do what you see needs to be done. That you are who you've been looking for. You are this, and for me, I always tell people, if it's something that you want, that you need, and you don't see it's being done, then you need to create it. That's how I came up with the SWAT boot camp. I didn't find what I was looking for. So, okay, I didn't know what I was doing, but this is what I want. So that's how I got into my business. Normal would never be amazing. Just stop standing in and instead be outstanding. And then the last thing was step outside of your current level of comfort if you're going to be amazing. Basically, in a nutshell, do the damn thing. just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's okay if you fail. That Clark Kent did make a few fumbles, but in the end, he always saved the day. He always saved the day. He always saved Lois Lane.
Yeah.
So he always saved her. So it's okay if you fumble, get back up, and just get it done. Get it done. So we thank you so much, Linda, for the mindset from the neck up for the business. We thank you, T, teaching us how to be blingy and networking from the neck up, and affordable accessorizing to make our sparkly impression in this online environment, in this 12-inch space that we have to work with, and how to really make an impression. If you want to get a hold of T, it's just put in hashtag love, peace, and gleam, and you'll find all things T Bates. And with the paparazzi jewelry, it's affordable. You go take that quiz, figure out what jewelry works best for you. Linda gave you her information. I'm quite sure if you go on Facebook and type in the business plug, she is going to come up. I don't know anybody else called the business plug. So once again, I thank you, ladies. I thank you for joining this Contagious Conversation series. I'm learning something, so I'm great with that. And I want you guys, hey, look, stay safe through this whole quarantine thing. Millie down in Australia, how are you guys doing down there with the coronavirus outbreak? Your numbers going up, down? Are you having people staying in the house? What's going on in Australia with the coronavirus?
Well, everybody's told to stay indoors. You're only going out if you need to get shopping done. There's no crowding. We can't even go to the beach, that's closed off. So it's just social distancing that we have to do. And there's fines enforced as well. So if you're not doing the right thing, you will be fined.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, but our numbers are low, which is great because of the social distancing. So that's where government wants us to be. So our numbers are coming up, but we're not as high as everyone else per se. So that's about it.
Okay. Did people go crazy with toilet paper down there?
You know what? That's stopped now. Now they're into alcohol. They're going crazy with alcohol, and they're also buying out the board games. It's like they've got to keep occupied. So, and they're buying out gym equipment. So that's where the next bulk thing's happening. So we don't know how to keep ourselves occupied, I guess.
Okay. I just find when I go to the grocery store, I find just the strangest things where the shelves are empty. And I'm just trying to figure out, what are y'all making? It was the SpaghettiOs were missing, the vegetable oil. I'm like, what are y'all making? Why are certain things just, gone? I'm like,
the kids
what recipe are y'all using? Yeah, I guess it was just
it's ridiculous.
What kind of survival shopping is this?
But you can always find the healthy items. All the healthy items are plentiful.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Right. Well, nobody's buying tofu. You got plenty of tofu left. Impossible meat burgers and stuff like that. Like, oh.
I have a factory that I go to, and the factory actually supplies our main shopping centers. So I go there, and it's like me and all this space. So they haven't caught on as yet. So that's where my shopping's done. And
Smart.
yeah, it's good.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Well, okay. I thank you, ladies. Like I said, I'm gonna respect everyone's time. We're gonna call it quits for tonight. Like I said, for those who are watching on Facebook, we're gonna do this again on Wednesday, the 3rd. We have mental health expert April Taylor, and we have estheticians, I pronounced that right, Sunita Michelle, who owns Sunita Michelle. She does custom makeup and facials, and she's gonna talk about, you know, how to keep our face looking good, because people, you know, stress does different things. And so, you know, once again, you know, facing forward with this online stuff, we want to make sure we're putting our best face forward. So thank you, ladies. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.